What's the benefit of being good at this?
Well,
how does it help in school?
In school? Oh, I wish that games were a thing in my school. I know I for sure would have, wanted to go to school every day. I would have enjoyed it. There's so often that teachers will be going on about something and kids will just zone out because they don't really... It's difficult, isn't it? There's
a lot of life lessons you can learn from being in a team environment, competing in something, and also having kids engaged is hugely important.
Yes. Mike, Amy, thanks very much indeed. Viewers in London can see more on that story, 7:30 on BBC One. That is just about it from us. We'll be back from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Goodbye.
See if there's anything we missed last time round. Any detail, any connection. Hound it down.
Dublin Murders starts tomorrow at 9 on BBC One.
We're not bad people. We just did bad things.
So have you got a favourite at all?
No. I love them both.
In wartime, truth is no longer factual. Sometimes truth is little more than wishful thinking.
World on Fire continues tonight at 9 on BBC One.
Sunday Politics has the latest political news, interviews and debates in an hour. First this morning on BBC One, to Aberdeen for the Andrew Marr Show.
Good morning to you. Politics continues to accelerate. Suddenly there's the glimpse, at least, of a possible deal. Frantic talks this weekend and for the next few days, the Queen's speech tomorrow, then the EU summit, then the first Saturday parliamentary sitting since the Falklands War. But any real change? Perhaps a Boris Johnson deal against the odds. But in a post-Brexit Britain, the very future of the UK as we've known it comes into play. This morning, we're at the Scottish National Party conference in Aberdeen. There are big changes ahead, and they may be starting here. I'm joined live this morning by Scotland's First Minister, the leader of the SNP, Nicola Sturgeon. And I'll be talking to Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, one of the Cabinet's leading Brexiteers, to find out what Boris Johnson can offer and what he can't. So where is Labour in all of this? Rebecca Long-Bailey is being widely touted as its post-Jeremy Corbyn leader. Is she delighted by that or embarrassed? Reviewing the news, Kate Proctor, political correspondent of The Guardian, the BBC's Sarah Smith, and Rachel Watson, deputy political editor of the Scottish Daily Mail. All of that coming up soon, but first the news with Ben Thompson.
Andrew, thank you. Good morning. The wife of a US diplomat who was involved in a car crash that killed the British teenager Harry Dunn says she's been left devastated by the accident. Last night, the Foreign Office revealed that Anne Sakoulas no longer has diplomatic immunity because she's now back in the United States. While Harry's parents, who've been campaigning for her return to the UK, are due to fly to Washington later. The leader of the House of Commons, Jacob Rees-Mogg, has warned Brexit supporters the government will have to make compromises to get a deal. His comments in the Sunday Telegraph come as Downing Street sources suggest the UK is still a long way from agreeing a deal with Brussels, and talks, they say, remain critical. Boris Johnson is due to meet the leaders of France and Germany in the coming days to try to secure their support. That's all the news from me for now. The next on BBC One is at 1 o'clock. But Andrew, back to you in Aberdeen.
Many thanks, Ben. Well, here we are in sunny Aberdeenshire with the Scottish papers, or the Scottish editions of the papers as well. With me to review those are Kate Proctor, Sarah Smith and Rachel Watson. But first, as ever, the front pages. Here's the front page. This is the Sunday Times' Scottish edition, which you probably won't be able to see in England in that same way, and its main story at the top of the paper is a referendum poll showing that support for independence is now running at 50%, and more Scots would prefer to be in an independent Scotland inside the EU than stay with Brexit England. So that we'll talk about that in a moment. And their front page, their main front page splash story, the same everywhere, I'm sure. Sign this deal or let us go now, Boris tells EU. And that's about the frantic talks he's having with Barnier and the Irish and others over the next few days. The Observer there has a rather different take on what's going to happen over the next few days. The Observer's story is support grows for new Brexit poll. That's another referendum amid fears over the Prime Minister's plans. Elsewhere, it says that Number 10 is beginning to be worried that there are more MPs backing the possibility of a second referendum. That's something that could be voted on as early as Saturday this week. Then that's the Scottish Sun on Sunday there, and we've got Sunday Mail, a Scottish newspaper. Nicola Sturgeon has done a piece for quite a few Scottish newspapers, and their take on it is, Nicola, I'll take down Nat rebels, it says. The Mail on Sunday in Scotland has a story you won't see on the Mail on Sunday in England, a revolt over the SNP tax on parking at work. We'll be talking about that as well. And then there's the Sunday Telegraph, as reported in the news, Jacob Rees-Mogg in the unexpected role, unlikely role of leading moderate and hoser downer of Brexiteers. PM won't concede too much to the EU, he promises them. So lots to talk about. Sarah, great to have you here. Let's talk about the poll on the front page of the Sunday Times.
Yeah, so this is really remarkable, and this has put a real spring in the step of the SNP as their conference starts here. Both the leadership and the activists are very, very happy about this. In the Sunday Times, it's a panel-based poll, which has the first time that panel-based have put 50% of Scottish voters saying that they would prefer independence.